Hey everybody, it's the last Roebuck here. This is Nioh. I'm joined by Cool Guy, and it's time to do some more side questy stuff. And we're going back to Edo.
Back into Edo.
Yep, but we're gonna be starting from out of the poo and head into the poo.
As though we didn't get enough poo last time.
A tale of many poos.
God bless it.
It's kind of funny actually. It's entirely possible to encounter the poo of the mudmen before you actually do this level. If you do the Twilight version of the Ogress level, all the Umibos are replaced with mudmen for some reason.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I honestly don't remember ever doing any of the Twilight missions. Isn't that mostly something that you don't do right away once you finish, though? Just because like it's generally a much higher level than the first, or than the original one.
I mean, it'll give you much better gear and Amrita and everything quicker. I'm mostly doing it just because, mostly not doing them because I save them for when I'm going to be trying to grind up the proficiencies of all the other weapons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like it rotates 2 every day, and like grinding on them, like unfortunately would result in a large level imbalance on William. But
everything you have is like straight pulled off a Flash kit, man. Like you are flashing in this episode.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty good. Got myself a nice pokey stick. I'm doing well.
Like that's a pretty styling looking Odachi, and also the clothes, like the clothes making the man over here.
Yeah. I'm still wearing the Imagawa hat.
Just wearing the rest of the outfit. Also, it looks like.
No, that's the Samurai General set. The Samurai General set has its own helmet, which I may end up wearing in when I get a better version of it. Later in the video, we'll see. It's got a bit more of a wild mane to it. It's kind of cool.
I mean, the body armor itself looks pretty awesome, really. Just like very distinguished.
Yeah, we're starting to getting some good, nice looking gear now. Ah, ninjas. Yes, the idea is that there is an assassin team coming to get Ieyasu, and we're here to beat them up because we don't allow that sort of bullshit around here. Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure I heard this plot in Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
There's probably a bunch of other Tenchu games I'm forgetting right now.
Yeah, and you know, this castle's got a nice Tenchu mood to it too.
Particularly at night.
yeah, we're doing the nighttime assault this time as opposed to the fun in the day coming through the sewers. It's a nice thing about Japan and old Japanese architecture. The nighttime does make it like infinitely more terrifying.
I mean, particularly when you've got a under construction area like this, simply because all of the scaffolding tends to be out of bamboo, which is perfectly strong and everything, but still, like, just looking at it, it looks a little bit more rickety than the square framed scaffolds that you expect in the West. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like visually, it's a little bit like, I'm not so sure I trust this. I'm not so sure I trust my environment. I'm not so sure I trust anything anymore.
It brings out in all the spooky shadows and corners and all the weird structures, all the imperfections. I love it. This is a nice variation of the level that we've already played.
Agreed. Oh, look at this dude.
It's also kind of tricky too, because this one is essentially if you die anywhere in this level, you have to do the whole level again, like straight up. And there are like very few, sections where there's like a missed enemy. So you're gonna have to fight through everyone again. It's a bit like the Mount Hiei level I died multiple times.
I love that pirouette kick, by the way.
Yes, it's very nice. I like the ones that just eat everybody's stamina.
Yeah, those ninjas keep trying to block it, and they're just like, "Oh, that was a mistake." About 5 seconds afterward, when you have their your spear in their guts. Oh, that explains why you skipped that yokai nest.
I just wanted to make sure that, like, whatever I was facing, I was going to be not getting stuck aggroing literally everything. Because the biggest problem with the mages... We're using Bunny today. The biggest
Lightning
problem
Bunny!
with the mages is that they... Also helicopter.
Helicopter! That owned!
I never use it as well as like the NPCs
man.
use it. We're gonna
I
get
loved
the
everything
Sekigahara.
about that.
Yeah, I told you.
God, the
So
only
you
thing
go
I'm sad about.
Swah, and then you go slam.
The only thing I'm sad about is that you couldn't see William's face. Like he needs to be shouting with the fury of the heavens when he does that.
He's just gonna be like what they needed was just the ability to just hover there for a little bit longer to charge it
Agreed.
up. That would make me happy. In my brain, when the other people do it, when other like characters do it, it feels like they're up there for so much longer and it's much scarier.
Yeah, and like you need to be able to hang out there for a hot second just so the dude you're facing knows exactly how boned he is. Hey Ninja, nice try. Like, I'm not being facetious, that was a pretty nice setup.
Oh yeah, the Nioh does like from the get-go, from a very early point in this game, you get a lot of really nasty setups for ambushes where they will give you an irritating enemy that spots you straight away, starts shooting at you, and so you go to chase him down, and suddenly from the left comes trouble. Mm-hmm. And you know that's partially why I didn't want to fight. Like I said, I didn't want to fight that yokai mist guy because without getting rid of everything. Because the more time you spend on a fighting one enemy, giving the Omnio mages time to like start doing their shit, the more absolutely irritating Omnio mages are. Like they are, ugh, god. Like there'll be a demonstration. They can do some fucking shit to you, and it's just like, oh, okay. I guess I'm miserable now.
I did not find it surprising at all when you were faced with an Omnio mage and a ninja, and you had one shot and you chose to destroy the ninja, or you chose to destroy the mage.
It was poo.
Freaking, it's just
This is like my favorite
God,
thing.
this is the grossest thing on the planet. Like, this is so utterly revolting.
There was a man. Once a man, now a poo.
Can I point out how weird it is that you're striking poo with a poison weapon and they're taking poison damage?
Oh no, it's
like,
wind, which
oh,
is
that's
entirely
wind,
appropriate.
Right. Yes, of course.
Because,
yeah, okay,
you know,
never mind.
What are you gonna do when you've got really bad wind?
Blow it away with good wind. This doesn't work. Do not try this. Wash yourself off for the love of God. This is like the old that freaking monologue in Deadpool 2 about with the rednecks where they're just like, hey, you know what are you gonna do if you had poo on your beard? You're not gonna wipe it off. You're not gonna blow it off. You're gonna scrub that MFer with soap and water, and even then you won't feel clean. All right, GG Ninja.
All right, I'm going to now make a terrible. Well, maybe not yet. It's coming up because I've never used the Guardian Spirit before. So I decide, hey, I'll use it. That was a mistake because like there are a bunch of mages here, and so I'm like, okay, let's see what the bunny does. Bunny just lays down lightning traps everywhere, which is cool and all, but unfortunately, just not in a place that was going to do anything. And I'm like, okay, I'll living weapon. That was a mistake because that just burns up way too much of your living weapon. And then watch what happens here.
Yep.
This is the weirdest fucking thing, but this is why you've got to be so careful of Omnio mages. You know, they start summoning stuff, they start shooting things, and then I get exploded.
What the hell?
And then I die. Yeah.
It looked like you got hit with an Unreal Tournament shock combo. Like the dude behind you just pulled out a shock rifle.
I got hit with a earth magic spell, I guess, which like it was either like a trap on the ground or a big explosion, but regardless, it just straight up murked me. Down to the last vestiges of my health, and before the elixir kicked in, he then followed it up with another hit, and I was dead.
GG.
And we're back to the start. Yeah.
Suppose at least you won't have the yokai mist to handle this time around, but that's kind of cold comfort.
All the ninjas, all the mages,
yeah.
all the poo, yeah, everything else.
Cold
So this level can be a little frustrating if you're sort of, you know, still getting used to the game. and you sort of run into that.
I would make a joke about how noobish you must be if you're still getting used to the game at this stage in it, and then I remembered how I was when I played this game, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm basically insulting myself if I try to play that card.
Game will still, you know, first time playing it, you can still struggle quite along the ways. You can muddle through quite effectively.
That's
in this
my
game.
specialty. Ooh. Oh man, outplayed.
Yep. As of the time of recording this, we are on November the 1st for me, and that means Nioh 2's open beta has started, and I've been downloading it. I will probably not get to play it until later in the night after
Australian
I finish work.
internet.
But you know, I'm excited. It's gonna be running for 10 days, and they've announced the release date, which I think at this rate will. The game will definitely already be out by the time of this particular episode being released. But hey,
We've got so much of a backlog. Like, I've been trying to tell you to release more than one episode a week, and you're just like, nah, dog.
nope. I'm not going to do that until I've actually got literally every single episode recorded, because
Honestly,
I like having
that's
this
fair.
buffer in case something goes wrong. Because this is a very long Let's Play. It is also a very cursed Let's Play.
He's not wrong.
Other
Like,
people.
the
No,
thing
we talked
is
about this
that I
before.
harass him about this, but I can't assault his logic. Like
I'm
that
a
is
logic
impervious.
machine. You know, or maybe I'll just keep uploading one a week, and then I'll start another Let's Play and just upload that instead of a second episode of something else. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? Maybe I'll take a week off or something and then start I don't know, Yakuza 0. Who knows?
Yakuza 0, that'd be a good ass game. Speaking of which, I've got another game that I need to get off my butt and do. Considering that, again, as of this recording, one of the 4 different programming projects that I've been a part of for the last 3 months has now wrapped up. So I might have some time to go and do a Let's Play of my own.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
I'd be down for it though, because
I would too. I mean, honestly, like one of the magical bits of this Let's Play was like I had been so beaten up through various bullcrap in my life for a long while, and I had truly forgotten how much fun I have doing this. And like we started the first couple of these, and I was just like, oh right, this is one of the things I look forward to on a daily basis. So, yeah, no, it's actually something I really, really enjoy. I need to get back to it.
This rabbit really just sort of doesn't work too well in this particular level. I feel
That
like
rabbit was incredibly interested in trolling the crap out of you.
Don't worry, I will get it off in that big chamber. I'm gonna do it until I get the stupid thing working. I'm gonna make this rabbit work for me. It's definitely a handy little one for ambushes and things like that. And those things stick around for quite a while. So they're really good for handling large groups of enemies because you basically shock a whole series of them and slow them down, and that makes it so much easier to deal with the problem.
Well, you made that look clinical, but I want to call out exactly how rough it is to fight a ninja yokai in a small room with varying terrain like that. There are multiple moves that Yoki has to mess you up, regardless of these sorts of changes in the tactical weather, as it were. And most of the player weapons do not have those advantages. The spear is definitely one of those weapons that doesn't handle terrain differences very well. Didn't matter. Still filleted that dude like he was a cut of trout. Whatever. Don't matter.
Yeah, my confidence in this game is actually really seriously increased. Like fighting things like Yoki, like Ninja Yoki and things like that. I've gotten a lot more confident. I've been spending a lot more time doing it. So, yeah, as you can see, look, they lasted for quite a while, those little things, and as a result, I was able to get 2 Yoki entrapped by Slowdown. Look, if the count was settling on 2, that'd be like the lamest episode ever. It's like 2, I quit. Ha ha ha. Just gets in a Cadillac, drives off.
At this point he's got at this point he's got tenure, so all he has to do is show up. It's the only thing they can fire him for. The professor count.
Oh my god, that's a really scary thought. Children's television characters have been around long enough; they don't have to try anymore. Hey, you know.
Just think of Big Bird. He's got tenure now, so you can't fire him unless he like starts off on some anti-Semitic rant or something like that. Beyond that, Big Bird can just like literally show up stoned, and you're just like, whatever. He's got tenure. I can't do anything about it.
I'm shaking my head. I'm
Hey, man.
just like, it's. I mean, you know, it's true, but I'm still shaking my head. All right, in you go, buddy. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for him.
Fantastic. That dude went face first into poo.
Big old
I'm
stink.
just throwing that out there. That dude was face first into poo.
Yeah, it was the poo. Yoki! Come on, Mr. Yoki.
Man.
And I don't get to do the use their element against them thing enough with these guys, because they have a really wonderful glowing effect when you do use it on them. Like, they just really start to, like, glow. It's great. Good spear.
I really love the temper tantrum they throw that leaves behind a yokai pool. That one. It's even my first time playing this game, I never got hit by even like 10% of that tantrum, but the game still plays it up as a dangerous move simply because it makes a yokai pool. It's so beautiful.
It also like gives the Yoki a bit of space, because you definitely don't want to be standing in there, and by giving it space, it does give it time to like make use of the puddle.
Oh no!
So it's an interesting little keep away. It's not going to be the strongest attack that they have, but it's going to be definitely the most handy.
It's just adorable, honestly. Like to me, the entire thing is just absolutely adorable. Okay, later, dude. To me, the entire thing is just absolutely adorable because he needs his space, so he throws a temper tantrum with an edged object. It's like every terrible kid I dealt with when I was growing up. Yeah, I grew up in a weird part of Virginia. All right, shut up.
Are you sure they just weren't little Yoki?
I mean, it would explain a lot about a lot of the kids that I knew in elementary school. Okay.
Also, fun fact for the Nioh 2 beta, and probably for Nioh 2 as well, having a save file of Nioh just lets you use William as a transformation, so you can still play the game as William if you feel like it.
Good. I mean, that's probably weird just because this is very uniquely William's story, and I would be rather surprised if they made a Nioh 2 where they didn't also make it uniquely the main character's story. That's kind of strange and out of the tenure of our tenor of what they've created here. But you know, still though, I'm attached to William. Okay, he's a good protagonist.
I like William. William is definitely a lot different to a lot of the protagonists that you see in it, because he's not coming in and espousing his beliefs on everybody else. He's not sort of like strong-arming, strong-willing. He's definitely willing to go along with things, and as we saw, he does seem to be searching for something. Yeah. Not just Seisha, but he's trying to find a place perhaps where he belongs, and his conversation with Ieyasu is the beginning of that, and in the next episode we'll see what essentially solidifies his feelings.
Most protagonists of many games are doers, rather than thinkers or talkers. But the difference between a lot of the stereotypical protagonists that you look at with that and William is that William very much always appears to be very comfortable with not being a talker and not being a thinker. He is like. The way you put it, I feel, is very apt in that he's looking for something and he's not quite sure what he should be doing or what he should be thinking. But he's willing to learn, and he's willing to open up his mind to all of that. And I mean, Borderlands in particular is very much a game that comes to mind where your character is very much a doer, but they're with everything that's going on around them. It always seems really weird for them to be a doer in the insane situation that they're in. But William has just enough of a background to just be like, yeah, I'm a doer. I'm not much of a thinker, and that's fine. I'm comfortable with that, and I'm comfortable in my situation.
Oh, at least one of them lived and he's healing.
I mean, like he was just like, okay, cool. Like, mission failed. My life isn't worth this. Shoot.
That's the Imagawa taunt.
The Imagawa taunt. I remember that. Fantastic.
Yes, quite often depicted our friend that got owned and beheaded, whose name I always forget. He was also sort of like the two big iconography pieces for him were his hat, and he's often depicted with a very large fan. Mm-hmm. And he's often depicted as being a very stupid man. As a result. Stupid, indolent man who just happened to have everything going for him and fucked it all up.
Fucking Hanzo is just like, great, I'm glad I didn't have to do that myself for once. Like, normally that's my job.
And
Shinobi box!
We get a Shinobi box, so now we can make ourselves a little restoration stuff. Alright!
Oh.
Daddy has called us back for another fight.
Oh, buddy!
There's literally nothing different about this fight compared to the other one. He just wanted a rematch. So we're doing it.
He's just like, whatever, dude.
The entire plot is just, I want a rematch. Give me. So we're going to the underworld to see Hanzo the Oni and give him a good slapping.
This is the only good fight I've had in like 50 years, okay? We're doing this.
He wants to make sure William's just ready to keep helping out his son. See, now that's the Samurai General hat that I was talking about.
Bless. Big
old mane of hair, nice old crest.
That is a stylish hat for a stylish
fight. Alright, big boy, let's go. Eager Toad style! I don't think that's a real style. I think you're just doing that because you're a toad now. Also, dashing under him didn't seem to work this time. I don't know.
I'm so happy that we're doing this again.
See, even then, like I'm like 100 miles away, but it still gets me. I don't know. He's rude. Doesn't matter though. I mean,
he's so stylish. Like I love everything about. He oozes style.
Yeah, he is genuinely one of the most fun boss fights in the game, and just has lots of really fun moves. The longer the fight goes on, the more cool stuff he wields. I'm on fire. Help! Oh
yeah,
God, stop it!
You should have said the more hot stuff he wields.
He's got his.
Did he just try to puke on you? Because that is
no, that was his tongue grab. Remember?
Okay, yeah, all right.
So trying to keep him on the back foot. I have no living weapon, by the way, so this is a legit as a fight as you're gonna get. Outside of like spamming a slowing attack on him. Like at this. Oh, he did this to me last time too.
Oh no!
It's alright.
Oh, just barely.
I'm just gonna keep eating. Power pill.
God, dude, I wish I had a razor that gave me a shave that close.
I don't do things by halves, I do them by, like, tenths. There we go.
Fan-damn-tastic. Let's do this again someday.
Okay. Where is your... Oh, no.
What a guy.
Oh, no.
What
the only way to leave the level is through his butt!
Oh, damn it, Bobby!
So we're off to Edo again. Frog Edo.
Frog butt.
No, it's the only way to leave the underworld via frog butt.
Fantastic.
And there we go. That's the one-on-one duel I get challenged to in this episode that goes well for me.
Is there another one that goes poorly?
Well, do remember that we've met somebody who is the warrior of the
Hell's
and
breath.
he'd like to have a showdown without the usual interruptions. So let's go see the champion of the East.
Yep, this is
and
gonna
fight
end poorly.
Honda Tadakatsu.
Yep.
Honda Tadakatsu! The fight against Honda Tadakatsu is way different than what you expect from your previous fights, having fought, Munashige and Naomasa. Because both of them are quite rapid attackers, they're quite quick, they're very in your face quite often. Yeah, not the same with Tadakatsu. Tadakatsu does things a little bit differently, but he is no less dangerous. And we're about to see how he...
First thing you do is buff up.
Oh, God, yes. There is no place to hide here. Unfortunately, that didn't work. He will he will get into you pretty good, but you can sort of see this man is a tank. His moves are a lot more slow and measured, but he can throw a rock at you.
Okay, so that just happened. This dude is like the Hulk from Marvel vs. Capcom.
He's very strong. He's very dangerous.
Okay, buddy.
That's not what makes the fight against him so brutal.
That's momentum. Like
yeah.
That's basically it. This dude's like a freight train in that once he starts going, he's not stopping for anything.
But it's when he activates his living weapon that shit gets fucked.
Oh, buddy.
And you're gonna see, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, how is that even remotely fair? But it's alright. Here he goes. And you see what he is doing.
Yep. Yup. Yup.
He's healing.
Yup.
He's healing faster than I can damage him.
Holy mother of God!
You can do that move too, and then
ooh.
The fight would have been over if he hadn't activated his living weapon. So what this fight essentially means is you have to be on him. You do not want to give him a chance to activate his deer, his stag, because you know what? That's just gonna be it.
His Patronus is mighty.
He's gonna heal through everything. It lasts forever. His stamina can just out-tank anything you will try to do. Don't even think about it. It's really great. I love this fight because this fight is it's so different.
Yeah, it's
like you have to be the aggressor.
That is a wonderful way to put it. In that we've talked about how this game rewards aggression very frequently. But okay, that's a little bit heart-seizing every time he does that. By the way. You have like this game rewards aggression in a lot of ways.
No,
here it goes. But we have a very different situation here, in that you absolutely must be aggressive to have anything resembling success. Like I'm basically having the Gunstar Troopers theme go through my head.
Unfortunately, because I've let him just get so many taps
Gunstar
on me, his health is almost all the way back to full.
Yeah.
And you look at the little meter for it, it's only just now coming close to running out. So he can basically restore his entire health bar using this thing. And he can use it again and again and again and again.
I was gonna say, like, can he do this more than once?
He's just gonna keep making my day suck. And I'm trying so hard to be on him. And he's
oof! Oh, Saint Michael the Archangel, that is a really,
that's how he got me last time
one.
as well. You just try and recover, and he's just like, haha, that's real funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that juggle,
I'm like,
though.
okay, this guy,
this
motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, like, you were making a comment about how you don't have living weapon. I'm just like, you can change that.
Yep. I was gonna try and see if I could do it without, but let's be honest, this man is he's not playing nice, he's not playing fair, and as a result, I need to stop doing it. I need to stop, like, thinking in terms of trying to take this normally. In Nioh, you are rewarded with victory for absolutely cheesing the shit out of your opponent. And so you really should just not be afraid to use sloth talismans. Don't be afraid to use...
roll!
Don't be afraid to use magic, don't be afraid to use your crazy-ass bullshit. don't be afraid to just living weapon blender the fuck out of him. If it seems unfair, doesn't matter. Do it.
If it seems unfair, realize that life is not fair, and the game will be not fair to you. Oh, buddy, you almost got him. Oh, no. Oh, he squandered a golden opportunity.
Yep, thankfully he was in the middle of a combo, and we got
Lucky.
through.
Lucky.
There's not much else to be said. He is a good, fun, hard fight.
Subarashi! Yes, indeed, buddy. Yes, indeed.
And with that, we get his lovely little broken guardian spirit. Doesn't work quite the same way for us as it does for him, but it still has a lot of really great bonuses.
It's the comment I was about to make. If that is even half as cool as the one he was using, just like game over, man.
Yeah, the Guardian Spirit attack gives you super armor, and and when you exit living weapon, you get like a health. You get like health, and you also get an armor bonus. So it's actually, it's pretty good.
The super armor itself is incredibly valuable.
Anyway, I've been the Last Roebuck Guy,
and I have been Cool Guy,
and we'll see y'all next time.